Okay, solving quadratic equations by factors. You'll recognise it's a quadratic equation because it will have a squared in it. Okay, and quadratic equations, you're expecting them to go into two brackets. Okay, so at the beginning I've got x squared, so x into both brackets. Now, when I'm deciding the numbers to go in each bracket, I'm looking for two numbers that will multiply to give me 6 and that will add together to give me 5. Now the question itself gives me a little bit of a clue with the signs. Because this is a plus, it tells me both signs are the same, and because this is a plus, it tells me both of the signs are going to be plus. So, two numbers that multiply to make 6 and add together to make 5 would be 2 and 3. Now, if I'm multiplying two brackets together and I'm going to get an answer of 0, then one of these two brackets must be equal to 0. So either the first bracket, x plus 2, is equal to 0, therefore x must be equal to minus 2, because minus 2 plus 2 makes 0, or x plus 3 is equal to 0, in which case x must be equal to minus 3, because minus 3 plus 3 equals 0. So I have two solutions, either x equals minus 2 or x equals minus 3. And I could check I was correct by substituting them into that equation and make sure that I get a 0 for my answer. So for the next one, t squared minus 5t plus 6 equals 0. So I'm going into double brackets, equal to 0. I've just got t squared, so a t at the beginning of each one. So again, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give me 6, but this time that add to give me minus 5. Now the fact that this is a plus at the end tells me both signs in my bracket are the same, and this here being a minus tells me that they are both minus. So two numbers that multiply to make 6 and add together to make minus 5 would be minus 2 and minus 3. Since minus 2 minus 3 makes minus 5. Minus 2 multiplied by minus 3 makes plus 6. So, as before, if these two brackets multiply together give me 0, then either the first bracket, t minus 2, is equal to 0, therefore t must be equal to 2, since 2 take away 2 is 0, or t minus 3 is equal to 0, therefore t must be equal to 3, since 3 take away 3 equals 0. So on to the next one, y squared plus 2y minus 8 equals 0. So two brackets. This sign here, being negative, tells me that the signs in the two brackets are going to be different. So I'll start off with a y in each bracket, and I'm going to have a plus and I'm going to have a minus. So two numbers that multiply together to give me minus 8 and that add together to give me plus 2. So 4 and 2 will give me 8. They've got a difference of 2, so plus 4 and minus 2, because plus 4 minus 2 gives me plus 2, and plus 4 multiplied by minus 2 gives me minus 8. So as before, either y plus 4 is equal to 0, so y must be minus 4, or y minus 2 is equal to 0, so y must be 2. In the last one here, again, two brackets, w in each bracket, and the fact that this is a negative number tells me that both signs are different. So one's a plus and one's a minus. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give me minus 24 and that add together to give me minus 2. So w minus 6 and w plus 4. Plus 4, take away 6, gives me minus 2, and plus 4 multiplied by minus 6 gives me minus 24. So, either w plus 4 equals 0, in which case w equals minus 4, or w minus 6 equals 0, in which case w equals 6. We do have a couple of special cases. If, for example, I had x squared minus 9 equals 0. Now this time I've only got 2 terms, not 3. However, it still goes into a double bracket. Now you'll recognise this one as the difference of 2 squares. If you have a square number at the beginning and a square number at the end with a negative in the middle, I will get an x and an x. I have a plus and a minus, and if I take the square root of the number here, which is 3, then I will get x plus 3, x minus 3 is equal to 0. So either x plus 3 is equal to 0, in which case x equals minus 3, or x minus 3 is equal to 0, in which case x is 3. We'll look at one more of those. M squared minus 16 equals 0. A square number, and a negative in the middle. So, 2 brackets. First one, m plus 4, which is the square root of 16, and the second one, m minus 4. So, either m plus 4 is equal to 0, in which case m is equal to minus 4, or m minus 4 is equal to 0, in which case m is equal to 4. If you are unable to solve your quadratic equation by factors, i.e. if you can't put them into double brackets, then you need to think about using the formula. You'll find this at the front of the paper, but it's minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So a is the number of t squared you've got, b is the number of t's you've got, and c is the number that you've got on the end.